Yeah, I've been graduate with RFP last 2010
Okay.
and seafaring for about 20 years.
Okay, 20 years.
20 years.
Right. And since that time, what have you been doing?
13 years in word service, and then I started going for land base, working with the maritime industry, like with the training center. I'm currently working with IGES Maritime, based in Subic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in your past, can you share me a little bit about your mindset, no? When you became a seafarer, did you have the mindset na, alam mo, gusto ko lang umasenso sa buhay, ganyan? Was that a mindset you had?
When it comes to saving strategies, investment, we seafarers normally don't have a trend doing it. It's just like we're like riding on board and then all of a sudden we sign off and then we spend everything we have. And then here comes again our next contract waiting for it and then the same cycle.
Right. So, given that that happened, how did you not change? Was it after the RFP that you started developing financial discipline?
Yeah, years ago I was started teaching with the Maritime Training Center at IDES, and here's one of my students who actually was again attended this seminars, financial seminars. It's called IMG. I did attend the seminar 8 years ago, and that actually changed my life. Decision making of your finances, investing, saving strategies, management, and everything. From then, I started to realize about the importance of saving and then investing. It's not just simply saving, but it's just investing it in funds and the appropriate resources.
Well said. Is that one of the biggest learnings, or do you have a bigger learning from that time? You said that it changed your life. So I'm so curious. What is the biggest insight that you picked up?
For 13 years, you bet I was really so much extravagant, spending a lot with friends, going out and day to day when I signed off. Even when I was on board, I didn't come to realize about future plans. I never thought far ahead, yeah. So I just was there just to enjoy life, and when I save some, and then when I sign off, spend everything, and that's it. Then from a first spender, come up to become a saver, and in fact, it's also very challenging in my part because with ING, you normally also have to teach everybody what changed your life and become a speaker as well. So
really? Okay,
yeah,
that's interesting.
interesting. From a speaker to become a financial speaker,
right?
Yeah. That is really something that really challenges me. It's because when I shared initially, the first early stages, when I shared it to others, my friends, they said, "Oh, are you great?"
Nagbago ba yan? Is that still
really? It's a 180-degree change.
Now save.
And they actually didn't believe me at all at the early stage. So as I remember, my coaches normally told me that you don't have to worry about it. It really takes a lot of time before a person starts to build out. And, believe you, because you really have to show them that you really have changed. And come to realize that, making money is not on board. It may be the resources, yes, but it's how you make your funds grow better and improve.
Very well said. And you're able to do that even outside of being a seafarer.
Being a seafarer, yeah.
The last 8 years, you
For
said?
the last 8 years.
8 years, wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
And so RFP came along some point in that IMG or that journey. And has RFP helped you?
Actually, what convinced me joining IMG, RFP, is actually one of my coach, Sir Nolan Andelia, is an RFP graduate. Yeah. So I browsed into his history that he was also an RFP, top RFP. So I come to become interested with the course. And then I come to realize that financial structure for seafarers looks different from land-based. Yeah, that's in fact the reason why we come up with this Seafarers Entrustment Association.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. So that's why you're doing what you do right now.
Yeah, now.
Right. Okay. Do you have a family?
Yes, I actually have 2 kids as well. They're residing in Subic right now.
Right. So how are you able to now manage family finances? Any learnings that you've had?
When it comes to household expenses, normally, we seafarers normally hand it to our other half, with just making sure with me it's like 20% goes to the savings at least. That's what I have learned from IMG.
Very good.
And 10% goes to our tithes, churches.
So you do tithes.
Yeah, and then we normally have the remaining, which is 70% goes to our household and other expenses.
And then you're the overall manager of the money, or your wife gets involved? How does that work?
Yeah, normally we go work hand in hand, but in most cases when it comes to education, I do that.
Are there specific seafarers literacy programs?
Structuring seekers, specific financial goals and financial management.
Yeah.
This is actually the reason why we came up with Seekers and Trustment Association.
Oh.
Yeah, as a mission.
To help them. Okay.
To help them.
Keep going.
Yeah, appropriately designed and customized for seekers. Because land-based normally have their priorities and seekers do have their priorities. So I just want to make sure all seekers get inclined with appropriate financial planning rather than going to the generic.
Yes. What is the first?
The first step actually is basically with seekers, I myself, is to really change your mindset and have the discipline to save mindsetting. Yeah, because it would be very difficult for you to go into investing right away when you don't have the proper and appropriate mindset.
Which is
Actually develop the discipline to save first before you start the appropriate investing with
before you
resources.
start spending when you sign up and you do all those things, save.
Yeah, save. But because the typical, like, if you go for investment without proper and appropriate mindset, tendency is you just redeem and withdraw everything.
There you go. So what else do you teach?
Now, maybe a few maybe come to like building up your funds, building up a business. Yes, in fact, the reason why my parents also sent me to maritime school because compensation-wise, we can have higher one. Yeah, better. And typically mindsetting like, kailangan pumunta ka sa school, mag-aaral ka, maritime, malaking sahod, and then when you come back, you have your funds, you build up a business. But it's not actually that way. It actually changed, and I took the course RFP for the importance of being a seeker. It's actually transforming active income to a passive one. That's
the key learning.
Okay.
And is that also the key attitude change that you now help seafarers?
Yeah, definitely. Because
active to passive.
Active to passive. Because most of us seekers normally come up like going on board, it's just mindsetting themselves or ourselves like earning like with active income alone. And some are even stopping going on board to have their own businesses. But again, being employed and transforming to being a self-employed doesn't change because both are still in active stage.
Okay, here's a question for our viewer now, Dwayne. From Gabrielle. I want to invest in a mutual fund, but I'll be gone for about 8 months when my work starts already. Is there any way for me to keep watch on this and put money on a regular basis? I'm single and I don't want to trust this to my siblings just yet.
Of course, as an advisor, I would also like the mutual fund is also one of the best designed for seekers. Cost averaging, money cost averaging, where you put it regularly on a monthly basis. Nowadays, ships normally have internet. That's very possible right now. You can go for automatic debit accounts where you can regularly set the dates.
Okay.
Yeah, for automatic debit of your credit. We normally do that.
Okay.
If you have like checking accounts, you can also do that regularly and have it entrusted to somebody with your parents.
And this is something that they can track, no? I think that's the key to Gabrielle's question. It's something they can track online.
Tracking online, yeah. The good thing with technology right now is we can go tracking it online.
Yes.
And of course do your own financial management.
Okay. Great. This is from Jess. My husband is thinking of working as a cook for a cruise ship, and he has been promised a pretty hefty sum for the job. Although he still hasn't accepted the offer just yet, we're trying to make a list of pros and cons of working in a ship that goes all around Asia for months on end. What would you say should he be putting in this list of pros and cons when it comes to finances?
Actually, it's an opportunity for us to build funds because it's the resources that I'm talking about. Being a seeker, it's really a lot. You can really start like, not compared to land-based, of course, you can really start like 5,000 a month, you can do that. But the building up side, normally, it will take a lot because you really have to entrust it to somebody left in the Philippines.
Yes.
You have your wife, you're married, right? So most likely you can work hand in hand with your wife where you generate the funds, you have the supply of the funds, and your wife are the one monitoring the funds. So that could be an advantage. Now the disadvantage I can see here, it's temptation. Okay, you're working a passenger ship. I guess passenger ship normally, of course, you have all those temptations like spending. It's all there. compared to cargo ships.
As you were sharing.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
And cargo ships and just normally like go for surely for 2-3 days, but in passenger ship it's already on board. So you just be very careful with your funds, just to accumulate the funds and then send it right away to your wife and do the management.
Okay. Christopher Muyot says, is the career trajectory for a seafarer sustainable until retirement? I'm currently picking out a school and a course for college, and I'm considering working as a seafarer one day.
It's how we define retirement actually. For me, retirement is a choice. You don't have to retire like at the age of 60 years old. You can go for 45 years old, 40 years old.
As a seafarer?
As a seafarer, yes. That's why I recommend if he is really interested in going into seafaring, maritime industry, then go for it. Because with seafaring, it's very possible.
And it's sustainable, no? Meaning if he stays in it, it's not like, oh, suddenly he loses his job. Is that the kind of...
For us seafarers, actually, we are not on a regular basis, like contract, we are on contractual basis. So most likely, if he finds difficulties in one of his, let's say, workload, he can go for other companies. So it's really not easy.
And it's you're employable. You use up your contract, you can easily find another one.
Another one, as long as you don't have bad records and everything. Yeah.
Well, good to know. All right. Any closing thoughts for our seafarers out there, or insights that you have learned?
When it comes to financial industry, you can actually like build your funds better using mutual funds, investment. There are a lot of resources. And the problem for us seafarers right now is we are just very limited and the awareness is too weak. It's not just simply like working on boards and then you sign up and you go back on board again. It's not like projecting like working for 60 years old, retiring at the age of course, 65, even that age. So I would recommend that you have to set common financial goal first and then have the concrete goal setting and then target, like go for investment rather than saving.